Boo! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-Wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, open up some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs, making profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. and I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them cans, make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Suge, Mike, what we doing, dog? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits. That TTG money gang, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream, and it is Tesla earnings day, and Tesla earnings are just coming across the wire, and the stock hasn't really moved all that much. I know. So we got Tesla earnings that are coming across, guys, and what we're getting here is a miss on revenue, $19.34 billion. The expectation was $21.37 billion. EPS was 27 cents. Expectations were for 43 cents. And they are going to be revisiting their 2025 guidance in their second quarter update. So they're not giving a guide going forward for 2025. Wait a second. Did I just read that number correctly? Hold on, guys. I'm just going through these numbers. Q1 operating income was $399 million when expectations were $1.13 billion. That's a number that I want to see if I was reading correctly. That's the one I want to make sure I was reading correctly. The stock's actually barely moving right now. Tesla's left out return to growth forecast from the earnings report. So they are not, So they're not giving their guidance. They left out the return to growth forecast from the earnings report. Tesla says difficult to measure the impacts of the global trade policy. Uncertainty could impact demand in the near term. So these are all the comments that are mixed in here with Tesla's earnings report. And the stock is barely moving. This is actually a pretty interesting reaction to the stock. It's just, it seems like sentiment was so incredibly negative on the stock that you finally came out with earnings and they're not good. These are not good earnings. And the stock's not moving. It's literally flat. So this is a top and bottom line miss, which, I mean, honestly, it was expected, right? Let's be honest. How many people on this live stream thought that Tesla's earnings were going to be really good? So a lot of people have been asking me, what do I think about Tesla's earnings? And do I think Tesla's earnings are going to be, stock goes up, stock goes down? Honestly, I think it was widely anticipated that the earnings were going to be poor. It's just a matter of what I think what I think could move the stock is Elon Musk on the conference call is what could potentially move the stock. If Elon Musk says something on the conference call about getting back and focusing all of his attention on Tesla, the stock could move higher. If Elon Musk comes out and he says something about the robo-taxis, or he says something about their full self-driving, or any type of update with production on any of the cheaper models, that can move the stock. It seems pretty clear right now. Earnings have been out for a couple of minutes, and you're really not getting any reaction at all. You're really not getting any reaction at all here on Tesla on the back of the actual numbers coming out. So I think the conference call, typically the conference call for Tesla is more important than other conference calls. I mean, you've seen a lot of situations in the past where when Elon Musk gets on the conference call, the stock has massive moves in either direction, depending on what is said. And I think that today's earnings report is going to be really similar to that. So in about 20, 30 minutes or so, you'll get that conference call underway. And then we'll see what Elon Musk has to say. But I think, the things that Elon Musk says could really move the stock. Okay. That is That's what I think. Okay, so that is kind of what we are. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. Okay, so we'll see if Elon Musk says anything that really gets us moving. But the stock's not moving. I mean, you're basically. I mean, we closed at 238. You're trading right now 236. So it kind of feels like a lot of that negativity, a lot of that negative sentiment was really kind of baked into this. How's the EPS? One, it's a top and bottom line miss across the board here. Their revenue missed 19.3 billion. Analysts were expecting 21.1, and their earnings per share was 27 cents. Expectation was 43 cents. So it is, this is a very muted reaction. It's actually, I don't remember the last time that I saw such a muted reaction to the stock, but I think, this is a textbook example of when every single person is expecting one thing to happen, it usually doesn't. And I think, although this is a bad earnings report, no way around it, but everybody expected it to be bad. And maybe a lot of the selling pressure, maybe a lot of the selling has already, taken place over the course of the last couple of months. And even though you get a negative report, the stock really doesn't react. I mean, the stock's up 4% on the day, but you're basically flat from where we closed from the earnings print. So we had a nice little bounce back today. Stock's up 4.5%, and it's still holding up 4.5% after their earnings. So we'll see what Elon Musk has to say. But this is a very uneventful reaction here in the stock, which, uneventful for Tesla. If you're long Tesla, uneventful is a good thing, because I think everybody was worried about the possibility of just a really bad earnings report and a break of key support, which is the line that you see drawn on my screen. This is the key support level for Tesla. It's right here around like 215 to 220. Okay. That's the area that you guys can see for support. And it's a very, very obvious level, right? It's a very obvious level that you guys can see here that is support for Tesla. What I want to put into perspective though, for everybody, and because this is something that when I point this out, a lot of people are like, no way, really? What I want to point out to people is everybody looks at Tesla and they're like, wow, the stock is down so much. But really, you're in the exact same place you were on election night. Tesla was a $240 stock on November 4th. After the election, the stock went crazy, went to $490 for no reason. Now the stock has come all the way back to $240. So it did a complete round trip, right? Did a complete round trip. So when you look at it that way, it's actually puts things into perspective, because it feels like the stock is at the lowest it's been in years. It's not. It just went up a lot after the election, and then it came back down a lot, and now you're right back to where you started. Literally, let me draw a line across November 4th. So here's November 4th, right? Or November 5th, I'm sorry. So November 5th was actually election day, right? So there's where the stock opened on November 5th. I just drew a line across on November 5th. And here's where the stock is today. So it literally is just all right, we just did a complete round trip. You had the election, the stock went crazy, and now you're back to where you were prior to the election. So when you think of it that way, it's kind of surprising. I think, like when I show people that, it's, sometimes people are like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. So that just kind of goes to show you how strong of a support level this area is. And now it's going to be up to the conference call, and we'll see once that conference call gets underway if there's anything. I think that there's room for this stock to bounce. If Elon Musk says the right things, I think there's room for this stock to go shoot up into the 250s, honestly, because there's just so much negativity on the stock. There's so much pessimism that sometimes that sentiment can get kind of washed out a little bit. You also have this really nice downtrend resistance line that Tesla has been sitting on for the last several months. That could be a level of resistance right up there around 250. 250 is also the print here on the earnings print. The earnings print high was 250.10. So, but that's a real nice big downtrend resistance line that you guys can see that's been put in place here on Tesla over the course of the last several months. So let's see what Musk says. I think people are probably surprised just the fact that the stock is still up 6% on the day following its earnings report. Stock's now up about $2, about $2 or $3 from the close on the back of their earnings, and it's a bad earnings report. So again, if you guys are just joining us, covering Tesla's earnings here live, the stock's trading up 6% on the day. It's up 1% or so after hours. 19.3 billion in revenue. That is a miss. Analysts expecting 21.1 billion. Earnings per share is a miss, 27 cents. Analysts expecting 43 cents. But I just think this is a situation of it was expected to be bad. It is bad. And a lot of that negative sentiment is already baked into the name. Now it's a matter of, does Elon Musk say something in the conference call that makes investors feel like he's going to focus all of his attention back on Tesla? If he does, if he says something like that, if he says like, hey, I'm going to maybe step away from some of my Doge responsibilities. I'm going to get back to just focus my attention on building shareholder value for Tesla. And you have a lot of exciting things happening with robo-taxi and self-driving, et cetera. If he says that on the conference call, I think the stock pops, I think the stock could pop if you see something like that during the conference call. All right. So for now, it's just quiet. It's just quiet.
This is one piece of news that people are going to be grabbing onto. Company says its plans for new vehicles, including more affordable models.
All right. All right, folks. So we'll see. We'll see what he says. There's been a lot of notes from some of Tesla's largest shareholders, like some of the large financial institutions that are massive shareholders of Tesla. They've reached out to Tesla. They're trying to convince Elon Musk to kind of get back and focus on Tesla. We'll see if he heeds that advice or not from his largest shareholders, and if he signals something like that on the conference call. But that could be something to get the stock moving. And then if there's any update on the self-driving, also new production vehicles, the cheaper production vehicles, any updates there, that could get the stock moving. But I think it's a decent sign that the stock's not moving lower on the back of poor earnings, which now sets the stage for Elon Musk. And now we'll just see what he says. So actually, to continue this conversation, guys, I'm actually going to bring on my business partner and the co-founder of True Trading Group, Adam, to kind of have this conversation with me and talk about it.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, dude?
What's up? So, so you said that you believe the only way that Elon Musk, the only way that this sustainably bounces is if Elon Musk comes out and says, I'm gonna. Or at least alludes to the fact that he's going to focus less on Doge and focus more on Tesla, right?
No, I'm not saying that's the only way. Let me say that I'm just going over what are the things that investors would want to look for to hear on the conference call to get the stock moving. I'm saying that's one of the things. If he did say something like that, I think that would move the stock because a lot of investors.
Well,
something like that.
I kind of feel like, yes, and I feel like if Xi Jinping, Quan Chi, whatever the hell his name is, decided that he was going to reduce the tariffs to zero for the United States, that would move the stock market too.
Yes, it would.
Right. What else realistic? Because I don't know. Maybe I'm dead wrong. I don't see Elon Musk saying, "Hey, I'm going to back off from Doge and not focus on it as much, and I really want to focus on robo-taxis."
Yeah, I didn't say that he's going to. There's been a lot of the larger shareholders from Tesla have reached out to try to convince him to focus his attention back on Tesla. It's very similar to the way that Altimeter Capital, Brad Gerstner, he sent a letter to Meta a couple of years ago to try to convince him to stop spending all that money on the metaverse. And he pleaded with and Altimeter Capital was a very large shareholder of Meta at the time. And he got other large shareholders just to join in the letter to say, hey, stop spending this money on the metaverse. It's way too future of a thing here. Focus on the core business. And on the very next conference call, Mark Zuckerberg listened and he actually announced that they were winding down the investment into the metaverse. And that's when the stock really started to explode off of the lows when it broke under 100. You have like a similar situation happening now with Tesla, where like some of the largest shareholders are trying to tell Musk, like, hey man, like this is what we want you to do as your largest shareholders. And we'll see if he's willing to heed any of that advice. And if he hints towards it at all on the conference call, I think those shareholders would be happy and they'll probably buy the stock and it can make it move higher. If not, the other things that I think that can maybe move the stock would be, if there's any real update on like production of new vehicles, like the cheaper models, if there's any update there, I think that can maybe move the stock, and some stuff with, self-driving. But I don't know if just talking about like robotics is going to do it, because it's where the robotics is too far into the future. And like 85
I think the only thing
of the
people care
revenue
about
comes from auto sales. So
yeah, I think that what people care about at this point is they want to know how long of a delay is it going to be for that cheaper model? Because you got models. I mean, you were talking about this yesterday. Or somebody was talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, BYD. BYD has like $8,000 model.
Where they have like these really cheap models in China, and like look. Yeah, I mean, Elon Musk is, appears to be a cautionary tale of, being spread too thin.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have the backlash, obviously, like to the brand.
Yeah, but the fact, I think that, that'll maybe hurt a little bit, but I think delaying a cheaper model and not being able to, essentially not being able to compete with some of these newer and unknown brands, I think I think that's worse than whatever public opinion someone may have. Remember, over half the country, whether you believe it or not, or whatever, I can only go by the numbers, half the country voted for who he supported, So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, BYD I think BYD actually has overtaken Tesla for the number one spot in the Asian market. And they have like the $8,000 vehicle, which Tesla can't touch that price point. And they also have their own self-driving technology. I think they call it God's Eye, I think BYD calls it. And you can get that in that $8,000 model. So it's going to be tough for Tesla to compete. At that price point, BYD is exploding, and the competition for Tesla is exploding. I feel like my honestly, like my thoughts on Tesla are it's probably a rocky road in the near term, just because they don't have the dominance in the EV space that they used to have. Competition is increasing by the day, and obviously you have now this whole situation with Tesla as a brand, and that could impact earnings in the near term, but they still get 90% of their revenue is from the sale of automobiles. And if that's going to start to suffer, it could be a bumpy road for Tesla in the near term. But I've never been bullish on Tesla because of the electric vehicle angle. And I still believe in Tesla like long term, but I think the stock is going to have I think it's going to be a tough road for the stock in the near term. But I believe in the robotics future, and I believe in the tech and the self-driving, and I believe in that future. So I still think Tesla years from now, I still think it's going to be a really good play. But in the near term, all they have revenue wise is going to be the car sales, and they're losing their market share and their dominance in that space as competition continues to accelerate. So I think the near term could be tough, but I do believe, fast forward deep into the future, I do believe there's going to be that Tesla will be known more for to be a robotics company than they are a car company. It's just going to take many years for that to happen. But I think that there's a lot of potential there. So I expect the stock to kind of have a tough time near term, but long term, I'm still bullish.
Got it. So look for lows, maybe invest in it, and then trade around it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Trade around it like crazy. It's such a good, it's such a good trading vehicle. There's so much liquidity. There's so much volatility. There's so much range on it. It really is just an awesome vehicle to trade. Whether you trade the equity or trade the options, you have the levered ETFs as well that you can trade on Tesla. I mean, there's so much liquidity, and the moves are great.
It's a great trading vehicle, and you know, I think it's and I think that you know, I don't know about long term. You know, I think a lot of that depends on what he chooses to focus on. You know, he's got some pretty large ambitions and a pretty unhinged Twitter finger. So it's tough. It's tough to see, you know, what will happen in the long term there. I can tell you that what got him to this point, he has seemed to kind of step away from, or at least back off of.
Yeah, it's fair.
So, you know, Ragu says that, you know, Elon's return to Tesla is not guaranteed. Sales would increase. Yeah, of course not. I don't necessarily think it is either, right? I don't think Mike was saying that either. I think we were saying, like, you know, Elon Musk is someone that when he puts his mind to it, when he's 100% focused on something, he's able to catch the largest rocket ever made with a piece of fucking chopsticks. That's who Elon Musk is.
Yep.
And you could like him, you can not like him, you can think whatever you want about him. You can't deny those things. And even if he's just the guy, even if he's not the rocket scientist and he's just the guy that assembled the team or was smart enough to buy the blueprints and put it together, hey man, what are you doing?
Yeah, seriously.
You know? So look, I'm not saying that I'm not like the world's biggest Elon Musk fan, but I'm also not delusional. You know?
You mean you don't think he's stupid? You don't think he's a failure?
I do not think he's a stupid guy. No, I think that he's a bit, you know, unhinged, and I think that maybe he's allowed some of the political power stuff to get to his head when he should be focusing on what got him here, which is the companies that he built and the innovation and the being able to put together the right people. You know, look, the guy has got an insane knack for putting the right tech with the right people at the right time to make the right things happen. And it's hard to do that when you also start to involve politics.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a sales thing if he comes back, focuses back. But look, I think there's probably like a 0.5% chance that he says that during the conference call. He's not walking away from Doge.
Well, he has to. I think his
contract is up soon, but he's not. I mean,
May, I think, right? Isn't it May?
Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he can't stay there forever. I mean, he's a temporary.
No, I agree. I don't think that that's what you're going to get on this call.
Yeah.
I mean, he may allude to say, "Hey, my contract is up in May." And if he leaves it there, then great. I don't know I don't know the logistics. Is he allowed to renew it? Is he going to try and renew it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's actually another piece of news out after hours, Adam, that I kind of wanted to pick your brain about. That's not. I'm glad you're kind of on here. That's not Tesla related. It's actually has to do with Sam Altman. Oh, the
OKLO.
Yeah. So him stepping down, and this is just an interesting take here. So OKLO, Sam Altman was involved in this company. It's part of the reason why the stock just went absolutely bonkers in 24, 25. Mm-hmm. But he has stepped away from his role, but the market's taken this as a negative thing. It's down now. The stock's down 9% on the day. It's down a lot more from the close because the stock was green on the day. And the market's taken this like it's a big negative. But the reason why he stepped down was so that OKLO could now sign agreements with some of these hyperscalers without any conflict of interest with Sam Altman being where he was in OKLO. So I don't know if this should be perceived as a negative thing, like Sam Altman is leaving because he thinks the company is a piece of garbage now all of a sudden, or is this a way now for the company to clear the way now and use some of his relationships, actually sign some agreements with those hyperscalers now that there won't be a considered conflict? So I don't know. It's an interesting take. Because OKLO has not signed any deals yet with any of these hyperscalers. Like you have like CEG, right? They signed the deal with Microsoft. Like, so some of these other, power generation companies have been able to get some deals inked in for their power generation from some of these AI hyperscalers. OKLO hasn't been able to do that yet. So I don't know if this is a positive thing or if this is a negative thing. What do you think?
I don't know.
Interesting, right? Like it's an interesting.
Yeah, I think that I think Sam Altman. I think there's a lot going on behind the scenes, right? So the growth and the frequency of growth that OpenAI has had over the last year is absolutely substantial. I think it's something like 10% of the entire global population uses ChatGPT, or something like that. Now you got to ask. Not ask, but you got to consider how long that's been around. Like, not that long.
Right.
Some of you have cars that are older than ChatGPT.
Yeah, just a couple years old.
Yeah. On top of that, you got to, if you follow AI at all, you got to look at what's been happening recently. So you have a tremendous amount of models and all sorts of stuff that are coming out. I mean, it feels like every other week there's something new that's coming out. It really feels like it has accelerated, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where OpenAI is getting ready to release an open source model. They just released like 3 new models, and then a week before, more of them. I mean, I don't know what his role or I don't know what his responsibilities are at OKLO, but I mean,
I think it was just on the board, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, then yeah, it's probably strategic for business. But look, you have too many people now in the market since COVID and all of this, and we see it because we have a finger on the pulse of the retail trader, because we have connections to a lot of them.
Yeah, he was the chairman. Just to confirm, Adam, he was the chairman for OKLO. Yeah.
So, I just think like ultimately regulatory uncertainty and just uncertainty in general with him stepping down, people not knowing, are like short-term drivers for probably going down. They have to get a successful reactor deployment and AI partnerships in order. And look, they're a high-risk profile. They're pre-revenue and technical, and there's going to be a ton of technical execution challenges. So with Sam Altman not there, I think that could, I think people automatically assume that maybe that gets worse, or becomes harder. As far as, what you see in the markets now, you have a crazy amount of retail traders that have entered the market since 2019, and very few of them have any idea what they're doing. And they do this thing where they come in the market, they play around for a bit, they make a little bit of money, they leave, they come back, they lose a lot of money, they leave, they come back, and they go back and forth. And you're getting huge emotional swings in everything because people don't know how to trade. So, I mean, you can't tell me that with all the new retail that came into the market and the lack of education for that retail and lack of just absolutely knowing what you're doing, because like following people on Twitter is not a strategy. You can't tell me that has not contributed to some of this volatility.
Yeah. I think also, and also the rise in options trading. Yeah, option volumes are at all-time highs, and also the zero DTEs are at all-time highs. And a lot of that increases the volatility as well. And that's driven predominantly by, the retail traders, is extremely active in those areas of the market with options, especially zero DTE options. And I think a lot of that additional liquidity in the market, all those new people that entered over the last couple of years, is definitely adding to the volatility and the emotional swings of, fear when markets are going down and greed and FOMO when markets are going up, and you get these wild, crazy moves. I've been doing this for, almost 2 decades now. And I know I say it all the time on these live streams. I might sound like a broken record, but the volatility on any given day, and obviously right now the volatility is excessive. The volatility is even higher than it is because of everything that's going on with the tariffs, the trade wars, and all the uncertainty around that. So volatility is even, in excess of a normal level. But even at a normal level, it's one of the most volatile, opportunistic markets that I've ever seen in my entire career of doing this. And anyone that's been involved in the markets prior to COVID, because most people, I bet you most people on this live stream really got involved in the markets because of COVID, and you're still here. But if you've been involved in the markets since before COVID, like if you were in the markets in 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, then you
don't even recognize this.
Right. You can't even recognize the market. Right. Like you used to have to there used to be a term, like a phrase on Wall Street that was follow the money. Okay. Right. And that literally was in reference to, well, you got to figure out where are the institutions putting their money, and you got to follow the money and find the opportunities in the market, because there was an opportunity in every corner of the market. There were some areas of the market that were dead, and there was just nothing going on, and there was no volatility, and there was no action. And if you were hanging out there, then you're going to have a really tough time. Today, in this environment, I don't care if you trade small caps, if you trade mid caps, if you trade large caps. I don't care if you trade tech, financials, healthcare, energy, crypto. It doesn't matter what you trade. Look at the move that Bitcoin has just made over the last couple of days. Look at the move Coinbase and MicroStrategy made just today. Look at stocks like Palantir. Netflix is at an all-time high. Like, it doesn't matter where you look. Berkshire Hathaway is at an all-time high, right? Like, it doesn't matter where you look. You can look at what gold is doing. You can just close your eyes, throw a dart at a dartboard, and whatever it lands on, trade that for the day, and there's opportunities to make money there. We hit on almost every single one of our ideas today from the watch list. Our watch list pre-market today was literally long MicroStrategy, Coinbase, Palantir, GE, and Nike. All 5 of those trades hit today. All 5. And they're all in totally different areas of the market. Palantir, tech, software, AI related. Coinbase, MicroStrategy, crypto, Bitcoin. Nike, retailer, boring, made money. GE, boring, made money. If you guys were trading those trade ideas and those alerts and those from the watch list there this morning, like where you can't do that in 2014. You wouldn't be able to find those opportunities in all different areas of the market like that. That's why I keep trying to explain to people that if you're sitting back and you're like, oh, let me just wait and see how this all plays out, you're doing yourself a massive disservice, because you're missing out on opportunities to make money that are not necessarily normal. Because
at what point does this become the new normal? Because I feel like we've been saying that.
I feel like it kind of is. It's been years now. This all started during COVID. And you have not seen a slowdown in volatility since. If anything, somehow the volatility has accelerated. You're talking now, it's 5 years. 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Like, the volatility is not slowing down. It's still here. It's still here.
Yeah.
And I think if you guys are sitting back and you're not trying to trade this, I mean, listen, I get it. Sometimes trading can be intimidating if you guys don't know what you're doing. But that's the whole point of joining a group. True Trading Group has over 10,000 traders from 114 different countries. They're led every day by myself and 8 other professional traders that are mods at TTG that share their screens, trade with you live, talk to you on the microphone, answer your questions. provide all their trade alerts via entry and exit. Everything's there for you guys to follow if you want to follow what we're doing. Like, that's the whole point, right? If you don't know what you're doing, or if you're intimidated, then why don't you see what other professionals and people that have done this for decades, see what they're doing, learn from them, use the tools and resources that are at your disposal on a platform like True Trading Group, and get your ass in the ring. Get your ass in the ring. Now is not the time to be sitting on the sidelines. It's just the truth. And members of TTG would tell you the exact same thing, right? Members of True Trading Group are able to make money because of all of these things. And that's what matters most when you're considering joining a community. Not how great of a trader am I? Am I the world's greatest trader? Can I predict the future? Do I have some special super top secret indicator that I learned on Wall Street that you guys I'm gonna share with you? No. But we have a platform, resources, mentorship, courses, trade alerts, etc.
Well, I got a question here real quick. Go ahead and ask the question about if they're making money, right?
Right.
But I have a follow-up question to that.
Okay. Yeah, so folks, listen, if you're on this live stream, we got about 3,000 people watching. So what's up? Welcome. Smash that like button. Show some love. Ayo. If you guys are members of True Trading Group and you are making money, it's a very simple question. If you are currently a member and you're making money, you're becoming a better trader because of True Trading Group, type the number 1 in chat right now. Anyone that's on the live stream that's tuning in that's not a member, just pay attention to how many people you're about to see type the number 1. All of these people, all of these people were once in your exact same shoes.
Yeah, but I got a great follow-up question to this.
If these people can do this, and so can you guys. They don't have more time than you. 82% of our members have a full-time job. So if these people can do it, then so can you. I don't want to hear the excuses.
So I got a follow-up question to this, right?
Yep.
Out of everyone that's typing the number 1, I want to know how many of these people are able to trade their own alerts now. Go ahead and type the number 7 in chat. If you are somebody that just typed the number 1, you're a member, you're making money, becoming a better trader, but you are trading your own alerts, your own trades.
I like that question. Type the number 7, guys, if you guys trade your own ideas.
Yep. If you're trading your own ideas. There you go.
I love that.
I think that is an important thing to differentiate, right?
Yep.
Because at True Trading Group, there's a couple of things that we've never done on here. We've never used Mike's P&L to sell a membership. Right? It's only 6 inches, so we're not going to get very far that way. None of you are going to be able to feel it. You know what I mean? Just because it's, but what I will tell you is that, and we have a lot of mods, right? We have a lot of mods in True Trading Group. But on top of that, we have, we've had a lot of mods over the years, kind of rotate and everything else. And what makes it special at True Trading Group is the fact that True Trading Group is about more than Mike trading. It's about more than, any 1 or 2 mods, in the group. This is something, what people are learning how to do here. What people are learning how to do here is something that nobody will ever take away from them. Our entire goal when we started this was if we wanted you to be able to, God forbid something happens to Mike or, anyone else, you're able to stand on your own 2 feet. Because you don't want to trade a day job for being a dependent on a mentor. You want to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet eventually. And look, until you get there, yeah, we have alerts, we have tools, we have things that you can, utilize to make it easier and to shorten that, the gap between knowing how to do it on your own and being dependent. But I don't know. I think if you were to ask these people the greatest thing they got from True Trading Group, it wouldn't have been the biggest gain they made or the house payments they've made or the medical bills they've paid I think it'll be the skill they learned that nobody can take from them.
That's the goal, right? Like that's what the goal should be. You guys, I don't want you just to be relying on an alert that a moderator sends out. Like, yeah, we send out the alerts, even if you're not in front of your computer. We have a mobile app that sends you real-time push notifications when we enter and exit positions. But I don't want you can follow them, obviously, our members do, but I don't want you to be relying on that. Because if you're only making money when you're following an alert that I'm sending out, an alert that another mod is sending out, well, what happens if something were to happen to me or another mod that you follow? You're all of a sudden you're going to stop making money in the markets. You guys, the whole point is to build a skill that'll allow you to be able to actually generate an income from doing this. Okay, whether you're trying to supplement your income, replace your income, whatever it is. Okay, that's the goal, to get you guys to a point where you're consistently profitable. That's why you're here. You're not here to make friends. You're not here to just watch other people make money. You're here so that you can make money. That's what matters most. And I want you guys to be able to do it on your own. That's why we place such an emphasis on the educational aspect, because I want you guys to learn how to do this, not just learn how to follow somebody else. So you can follow somebody else while you're learning, but I want you to be able to say to yourself, hey, I like this setup that I see. I'm taking the trade with or without a moderator alerting. That's how you guys will reach your full potential. That's how you're going to make the most amount of money.
Yeah, and for those that are confused of what it is we're talking about, we're killing time until Elon Musk's conference call. So, did that start already?
I don't know.
Let's see. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not yet. But,
No, not yet.
oh, wow. Someone just said it's not till 5:30.
Oh, really?
Well, that's what somebody just, I don't know. Someone just said that in
All right, so we got 30 minutes to, 45 minutes to talk with you guys. Anyone have any questions? Ask some questions. I know all of you like to get free insight on things. So go ahead, type your questions in chat. Let's do a Q&A. Anything you want to know about, type it in chat. Hey, Mike, what are your thoughts on ENPH earnings?
Let's go take a look. So you guys, if you follow my channel for a while, then I don't like any of these solar stocks. I don't own any of them in my long-term portfolio. They've gotten obliterated. I still haven't bought any. I don't really necessarily have any plans to buy any. But there was Enphase came out with their earnings, and the stock's making a new 52-week low, breaking underneath a previous support level you had at 48.
So they were good earnings.
Yeah.
The question was, how was the earnings?
Yeah, top and bottom line misses. So their earnings per share were 68 cents, expected 70 cents. Sales came in at 356 million. Analysts expected 361 million. So Enphase is getting hit on the back of that. And you also had announcement of 1,000% tariffs on Asian solar parts, which would also kind of add into some of the solar sectors. I'm not even sure between Enphase, FSLR, Sunrun, SEDG. I'm not even sure which one of these.
140,000 made since joining just a few weeks ago. Yo, show me your pay stub. I quit. I work for you now.
Westar Fitness, my man. Congratulations. Big
Brother,
money.
That's a hell of a claim. Send me a text. what's my number, Mike? 888-621-2127.
Yes.
Send a text to that number with a little bit of proof. Because I'm not saying that you're a liar. I'm just saying that, you know, people come on here and they make big claims about 6 figures in a couple weeks. I think it's amazing. I'm sure you're telling the truth, but send me something so I can have it as proof. So, you know, we wouldn't be doing our job as being transparent and fair if, you know, we did not ask that question.
Yeah, it's a big statement. And again, Westar, nothing obviously against you. We're just in the spirit of full transparency here at True Trading Group, and we don't ever want to mislead anybody, but, you know, show people what's actually possible, and also discuss, you know, what's not normal and what could be expected and everything else. And, you know, we celebrate the wins. We also recognize the losses, and we're fully transparent here. So whenever someone makes a claim like that, it's amazing. We want to celebrate it. Of course, congratulations, but we do want to do our best to be able to verify it before we try to, you know, put the spotlight on it. That's all. And just in the sake of full transparency, but congratulations there. So yeah, if you could send something to Adam, that would be awesome.
Money, not paper trading. We trade Iraqi dinar.
I think they were asking about the 140,000, not me.
Oh, I'm just saying I trade Iraqi dinar.
Yeah. Somebody asked, Mike, can you describe how you were initially trained when you went to work for a firm after college? Well, I mean, honestly, yeah.
Nobody asked that. Fuck you, Joe.
So, yeah, I mean, for me, it was, like I said, my first job right out of college. I had no idea what I was doing. And they put me through a training program where for, you know, first several months of my employment, I was just in like a classroom style setting, and there were different traders and analysts from the firm that would come in each day or week and kind of go over certain topics and teach us different things. And that's really how I got my start, which is very fortunate for myself. I'm very lucky that was how I got started, because I didn't have to sit, you know, and search through hours of YouTube videos and try to figure out who knows what they're talking about and who's full of shit. And I didn't have to sit in Discord rooms and listen to a bunch of, you know, people talk about nonsense. And I was able to get trained by professionals right out of the gate. So I was able to get a real core, good foundational education, and that's important. And, you know, listen, when you guys join True Trading Group, you get access to all the same materials and trainings that like I went through. So like I simplified the educational material. I simplified the trainings that I received. And then we also kind of expanded on it as well. And that is the 22 course curriculum that you guys get when you join True Trading Group. So, you know, everybody has access to that information. Make sure you guys get a good, sound, solid, you know, foundational education so that you guys can get started heading off in the right direction.
Yeah. And the courses are great. You know, look, the biggest thing about the courses is this. I have not been on the stream in a little while because I've been held captive by several thousand members. But I will tell you this. The courses are great. Are the courses going to show you something that you could not spend hours and months and weeks and whatever finding on YouTube and TikTok and Investopedia and all that other stuff? Absolutely not. You can find all the same stuff there, right? What you can't find and can't get is like a BS sifter, you know, like a sifter. You're not going to be able to get the way that it is organized, the way that it's presented, and the way that it's been chosen to be put in front of people based on years and years of what has worked for people. That's what you're not going to get. You know, Mark says, don't fall for them once you sign up. Here, Mark, I'll put it on the screen. Don't fall for them once you sign up. They will be selling you everything. I used to be with them, and they even charge for boot camp courses. Mark, please let me.
Wait, not boot camp courses.
Can you let me talk for a second?
Oh no.
Please. Can I go?
Yeah, man, go.
All right, thank you. Mark, thanks for chiming in. We miss you. All right, come home, Dad. Next, I do want to say that yeah, it's absolutely true. When you sign up for True Trading Group, you get access. Joe, can you pull up what they get? Pull up the annual membership real quick. Hang on, just give me a second, Mark. Joe will be right with you.
Yeah, don't go anywhere, Mark.
Mark, stay where you're at. Excellent. You get access to the 22-course curriculum. You get access to the day trading chat room. You get access to all of our daily watch lists, Benzinga Pro, live streaming newsfeed, and Squawk. You can go to Benzinga and see how much that costs. You get access to TradingView's premium charting software, real-time streaming data, trade ideas, real-time scanner, real-time options flow, unusual options data, and dark pool data, an on-demand video library of now over 2,000 hours of content for free, right? And you get access to red to green workshops. Those are also free, right? You get all of that. Sometimes we give a laptop. Sometimes Mike gives a reach around. We're all out of laptops.
Once in a while.
Once in a while. We have a 70% renewal rate, 80% win rate amongst mods over the last 5 years. And we're rated, we got to change that. It's 4.5 out of 5 now, but that's only because I'm a jerk. You know? So listen. It is true. You pay one price. You get access to everything that I just listed on this page. Everything that I just listed on this page, you get access to, right? What you know, but there are other things. So, for example, our mods do these boot camps, right, where they will spend 8 hours on a Saturday and then 8 hours on a Sunday working with you in a group, very, very dialed in, very specific topics, and you get handouts and you get collateral material and all sorts of stuff, right? Hang on one second. And you get all sorts of stuff when you get on there, right? If you think for 1 second that those people should do that for free just because you paid less than $1,000,
it's crazy,
buddy. We're not the problem. You are.
Yeah, man.
Hold up, please. All right.
I'm on the edge. I'm on the ropes, Adam. I'm waiting for you to tag me in. I'm on the ropes.
I don't need to. I got this whole. I got it.
Tag me, man. So
yeah, I want it to be known that, yeah, you know what? We do have other things for sale. Absolutely we do. As we should. So you mean to tell me if a mod with their teaching and their guidance and their opinions and their education and their alerts makes you, I don't know, like that somehow contributes to you making additional monies that far exceed what you paid for your membership, you don't think that a boot camp, which is like $300, is what we charge, by the way, between $250 and $300 for 2 days for all of those
for
things,
like 12 to 14 hours of
with
training,
collateral material and follow-ups and all sorts of stuff. You mean to tell me that that's not something that you think that no bueno, huh? I think it's a little ridiculous.
How dare we?
You know, and the last boot camp was free. So I get it. And Mark, brother, you're obviously missing us and thinking about us, or you know, you wouldn't have come on the live stream. And we miss you too, man. Send me a text. 888-621-2127. Come back home, Mark. I'll give you a good deal to sign up, and I will also give you a free boot camp. Okay? Give you a free one for old time's sake. Come back, buddy.
What?
I will. I'll absolutely. Let's
Something's happening. Something's happening between you and I. I feel like we're beginning to diverge, and I'm usually good cop and you're usually bad cop, and I feel like we're.
You know, I just you know.
Yeah, yes, Vanessa. See, Mike's channeling his inner. You're way nicer than me. I wouldn't have given Mark a free boot camp.
Hey, he won't text. Not only will he, is Adam wasting our time talking about just nonsense? Young Chu, first of all, God bless you. Second, this is my YouTube channel with Mike. We built this channel together, and I put a timer on the screen. We have 29 minutes and 16 seconds. All right?
There he is. There he is. That's the guy I was waiting for.
So young
You did
Chu,
it.
I appreciate you, but time to STFU. Okay? Thank you, sir.
There it is.
But this is why I get the negative reviews.
No, but I feel better now. All is right now. All is right in the world now. You were being too nice to Mark. I like what just happened there with Young Chu. I like that. I feel better now. You don't have to tag me in anymore. I'm good. I'm gonna relax.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my boy Mario, who's watching right now. What's going on, buddy? I hope he's watching right now. I think he may be. I'm not sure. The guy is super busy. Mario? But yeah, I don't know. I think he's watching. He's called. We've been playing phone tag today during the day. Oh, there's a telemarketer calling. I'm good there. What gold producer is the best to buy? Look at Mario right there. What gold producer is the best to buy? Oh, buddy, you know we can't answer that question, Doug. You know we can't. I love you.
That's Mario? That's Mario?
Yeah, of course. He's using his real name.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't answer that one.
Newmont, or I guess, I don't know. I don't think Mario knows anything about gold anyways. Last I checked, he went to a place called Solid Gold once. I'm not 100% sure. No, I'm just kidding. The guy is an absolute, expert and sits on the board of publicly traded companies and, great dude. Longtime friend. So glad that he's watching. Need a gold producer group camp with gold at all-time highs? Absolutely. Gold's been absolutely killing it. Simmons is super into gold. Can I get
gold was actually
a briefing of what happened with Tesla? Elon Musk fell asleep snuggling next to Donald Trump. What's the guy's name that does the thing that the Elon Musk's arch nemesis in the White House? What's his name? Yeah. The guy that Peter Navarro. Is it Peter Navarro?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Peter Navarro walked in, took some pictures, sold it, and gave it away for free on OnlyFans, and Tesla's losing money. It sucks.
So yeah, what I wanted to throw out there before, I'll hit on Tesla in just a second, but the gold, but you're talking about the boot camp, and gold's been killing it. We actually, gold was our number one commodities pick in the 2024 Market Alec report. And we actually began going long on gold. We used the GLD ETF at the time. We used the GLD ETF at that time in January of 2024 when it was trading underneath $200. It was actually under 190. So we actually got long GLD in the 180s, and we're still long it to this day, as the GLD is now 312, as gold is trading in the mid 3000s. And the gold commodity itself has been absolutely exploding, but you're starting to get some attention now over to some of these producers as the commodity that they're mining for is the price is just absolutely skyrocketing. So that just means higher profit margins for those companies. And it's similar to what happened with the oil stocks. Like the oil stocks, when oil went to $115 a barrel a couple of years ago, you had Chevron, Exxon. They reported their highest earnings and the most profit that they've ever generated in history as a public company. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see a lot of the same.
Yeah, Mike, do me a favor. Pull up the S&P and gold, like a comparison. That's a good one, Brandon.
I mean, I have to lay it on top of this.
Yeah, that would be your first time to go. There's got to be a better way to do what you're doing.
No, there's not.
It sounds like you don't like each other. We're married. What do you mean? We've got married with no prenup. Oh, well, Mike figures this out.
Yeah, just move on. I don't feel like doing it.
You mean you can't?
No, I can. it's gonna fuck up all my chart. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
I don't feel like changing my.
Drop hard F-bombs on here. They're just going to turn us.
I know. I said sorry. I said so. I stopped. I'm gonna change my charts. I'm not doing it. It doesn't matter. But this is the GLD, and then here's the SPY. So
here we go. Julian Allard says, guys, please buy puts. Everyone, I have insider information.
Oh, Julian, you know what, Julian? I'm gonna literally thank you so much.
Julian, you get a free subscription to my only feed.
Julian, thank you so much.
I've never done that for someone before, but you're getting it now.
I'm so grateful for you.
You know what? I was waiting. How many of you guys type the number 1 if you were waiting for Julian Allard, specifically Julian Allard, to give you special insider info? Go ahead, type the number 1 if you were waiting for that specifically. But that's going to be the deciding factor in what it is that you purchase right now.
It's why I'm here. I was
That's
waiting.
Right. Everybody's here, bro.
It's why I'm here.
Welcome to the party, pal. Look at Joe. That Mario's gonna buy, dude. This whole thing's gonna go to the moon and live there. Julian, look at that, buddy. Mission accomplished, huh?
I'm gonna pull all the equity out of my house, and I'm gonna go all in puts tomorrow.
I sold my kid.
I thought about it, but mine's still really young, so probably not.
You get more money for it.
She's not, yeah, but my kid's not self-sufficient yet. She can't walk. You know, there's a lot. I feel like I won't get as much. You know,
yet. So, yeah, I mean, Mike, what are some good gold companies?
The big ones like Newmont Mining, Barrick Gold. Are some of the big ones.
Okay.
Those are two of your largest producers in the U.S. I mean, they have operations all over the place, but those are two of your largest producers.
Very cool. Yeah. Do you own any gold? Like the actual metal?
Not like bars, not like that. No, like I mean, I have jewelry and stuff, but I don't own like gold bars. No.
Yeah. No. I know, but I'm saying like what do you go? Cougarangs or? It's very funny. I'm gonna screenshot them.
You screenshot that.
Costco.
I trimmed my gold. I bought my gold position under, when it was under $2,000 an ounce. I trimmed it when we got to 2,600 an ounce, which was actually my target. I didn't realize everything was going to happen this year with obviously the tariffs and the uncertainties, what that's doing to the currency markets. And we've far exceeded my expectations on the gold trade. My next target was 3,000. I trimmed some at 3,000. I still own a bulk position.
Whoa. Mike has stolen Nazi gold. Bro, some people need to decompartmentalize the shit they think and the stuff that they say. I think that person was trying to be funny, but fair.
Forgot I was gonna.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking about gold. But yeah, I think that we've gotten to a point where gold has gotten parabolic. And I do think that somebody asked me yesterday if they should buy gold, and I was like, you don't want to buy gold now, Not now. I mean, after gold did this, now you want to buy it up here. The stock's gotten parabolic. This is not a time that you should be buying it. It's a time that if you're looking for a time to take some profit, now would be the time to do so, as the stock is getting parabolic. I do still think it could go higher. I am still long, but if you're trying to be long, I would wait for a little bit of a pullback. Now, again, this is the GLD. This is not the actual price of gold. This is an ETF that tracks the price of gold. So it's not exactly the price of gold. It's not the gold futures contract, which is obviously that's where you're going to look at, $3,400 an ounce or wherever we close today.
Yes, we got that. Yeah, so I just want to put this out there. I'm not making, I just got permission to say it. I am not asking anyone to purchase this stock. I have not been paid to promote this stock. I'm not promoting it. I just want to, kind of put it, put it up. Mike, pull up K92 Mining. That's the company that our friend was and again, huge conflict of interest because a friend of ours is one of the co-founders of this company. So huge conflict of interest. But it's at a 3 billion market cap now. Something crazy.
Yeah, it's like just made a new all-time high.
Yeah. So again, we don't own any shares of it. We are not paid to talk about it. It's just, a company that started off as a junior miner, and it's how my friend buys me dinner when I go to Vancouver.
This is a beautiful chart too, honestly. When you take a look at this, the previous all-time high was put in back in 2022 at 1050, and that all-time high was then double topped and tested at the very beginning of 25. Then you broke out with obviously the rally in gold, and then you reset back against that prior high, confirmed support to give you a follow-through consecutive new high, which is a very bullish setup, and that bodes well for further continuation. So that $10.50, the $10.50, that was the breakout point. So there was a prior all-time high, previous resistance, broke it, pulled back in, reset. Now resistance becomes support. All your major moving averages are underneath you, and then the stock pushes back up to a new high. So that becomes your new established support level at 1050. Very nice, clean chart with a nice breakout pattern there and a confirmed follow through on K92.
Yeah. Yeah. So very impressive stuff, man. Look, some of us build trading communities, and others build $3 billion market cap companies. We can't all be dad's favorite. But we try. Let's see.
While we're... What's that?
I didn't say anything.
Oh. Well, we're killing some time too, guys. I also will just mention to you guys, I always tell you guys whenever I enter new positions, and something that I did today. Well, first, Palantir was the trade of the day for me today. This is a big win for us. We literally caught this entire damn move. I mean, it really was unbelievable. We took the long at 91.80 this morning. Members jumped in the $93 call option that expires on Friday. And this is, something that we were looking at for the long against the support level down there of 91 and a half. And we took it, and the stock then gave us a beautiful rally up to 96 and change. And I took profits along the way here. Like I took profits here, and then there was my final take profit. So there's my entry. We took profit along the way, and then my final take profit was $96.32, and I damn near ticked the top. The high of the day is 96.34. So we almost caught the dead top of the day. It was a beautiful trade for us. It was like 3 or 4 to 1 on that final take. So congratulations, everyone that caught that trade with us today. Was right from the watch list and game plan in the morning, and we executed it to perfection. But the other thing that I did today, I'm no longer in Palantir. I took final profits off 96.32. I'm out of that trade entirely. One position that I'm still in, though, that I got in today, and the reason why I got into this trade, not very uncharacteristic of myself and my style. And what I did was I noticed something yesterday that I felt was pretty interesting.
What's interesting is how you noticed it.
Yes. So it was brought to my attention through our AI tool, through TeachD AI, which
14 minutes, 32 seconds before Papa Musk. I'm just giving you a heads up.
okay, 14 minutes. Yeah, I got plenty of time. So yesterday, the markets were getting the crap kicked out of them. We were down over 3% on the NASDAQ. We're down over 3% on the S&P. And for some reason, Nike rallied in the afternoon. And it rallied right into the close to actually finish the day green. And when it rallied into the close to finish the day green, I want you to notice the heavy volume that came into the stock going into the end of the day. Now, remember, this is when the markets were down at this point around 2.5% red on the day, and Nike went green. But you know what else stock went green? Lululemon went green. And you had real heavy volume pouring into Lululemon going into the close as well. That went green. So on a day when the markets get the crap kicked out of it, all these little retailers, well, not little retailers, all these retailers went green. Now, the thing that's significant about Nike and Lululemon going green is they have a ton of manufacturing exposure in Vietnam. Both of them, their largest
When you
percentage.
say the word Vietnam, I instantly just want to like stare at the screen and go into a little hole, you know?
The majority of both of these companies' manufacturing is China. Okay, but second is Vietnam. And when you see these stocks make the move that they made, and then some unusual options activity, some really big open interest on the call options, and the TeachD AI tool kind of bringing this to my attention, I thought to myself that, you know what? Sometimes maybe somebody knows something, right? And maybe there's going to be a deal with Vietnam on a trade agreement. And I said, you know what? It makes a lot of sense that Trump is going to want to get some type of trade agreement news out there to show progress and try to get the markets headed back in the right direction and to alleviate some of the levels of uncertainty and get some positive news headlines flowing through into the markets. And Vietnam was one of the first countries to reach out to the United States when the reciprocal tariffs were announced. They announced that they were going to potentially lower their tariffs down to zero. So it would make sense. It also would be a really good beginning starting point for the United States strategically with their negotiations with China, because if the United States is able to get a trade agreement done with Vietnam, it's going to really pull a lot of manufacturing out of China. The very first trade war we had with China in 2018, you already saw a lot of companies, because of 2018, move manufacturing into countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines, etc., other areas in Indonesia, and get out of China. And that is something we saw in 2018. Nike is one of those companies. Nike moved a large portion, even though China still is their greatest manufacturer, but they moved a large portion of their manufacturing to Vietnam. So Nike was really hurt, obviously, by these tariffs. So was Lululemon, all these retailers. They're all hurt tremendously by this. So to see Nike make a move into the close yesterday, to see Lululemon make a move into the close yesterday, I feel like maybe.
Melissa Dinner, I'm sorry, 1 second. I know it's a cliffhanger of a thing, but Melissa Dinner says, I trade futures, prop firms. Can I still join your program? Yeah, and guess what? We're not going to charge you a fee every time you blow up your account.
Yeah, you can absolutely still join our program, Melissa.
Yeah, absolutely. If anything, this will dramatically help. We have a futures program. It's run by a guy named Colin and a unicorn, and it's fantastic. A lot of people really love it. Do we have any of our futures members on here right now? Type the letter F if you're a TTG futures member, real quick. I don't know if we have any of the futures member on.
Yeah, well, we definitely do. Guys, type letter F if you guys are part of the futures program. In the meantime, I want to give a shout out to McCall, 20 years old. McCall is 20 years old, considering joining your trading group as a friend of Leonidas.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Buddy, that's not going to do you any favors. I know Leonidas. you shouldn't have made up any other name.
Why?
I'm just playing it out.
Oh.
He's gonna hit me up on Telegram now.
He's such a great guy, dude. His wife, and I think it was him and his wife. They made my wife like this like handmade like wooden cutting board. It's badass.
Yeah, no, that's super nice. I didn't get those things. I get texts from him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there he is, Wizard. Yes, we gave you the board.
Yeah. At the first in-person meetup.
He was at that meetup?
Yeah. Great dude, man. I talk to him all the time.
Oh, whatever.
So, McCall, if you're listening, listen to your friend. He's a wise man. He's a
I
wise
didn't get a, you're gonna cry. I didn't get a board. I mean, in fairness, my wife does not cook.
See, so you wouldn't have used
But
it.
I cook.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Okay, whatever. Tesla is
Okay.
Handyman Stud says Tesla is going. So is my pulse with that name, big dog.
Yeah, Tesla is moving to the upside in anticipation of this earnings conference call. Let's see. We'll see what happens. That's what I'm saying. I feel like once the stock didn't drop, okay, once the stock didn't drop after the earnings, you have to assume that the risk is to the upside then. You got to assume the risk
I
is
don't know what he says, bro. The guy's completely unhinged.
All right. I mean, yeah, we'll see what he says. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
All right. I mean, we're starting to
Hey,
rip
Eric,
around.
thanks for all you guys do. Oh, you're more than
6
welcome, bro.
minutes.
What a turnaround that is.
Oh yeah, Eric. What's up, man? Handy stud man. I like it. Yeah, we're ripping now. Tesla's starting to really push the guys. We're up to $6.50 now.
Hold on. Stop. Trump just announced China tariffs to be lowered. Okay. Was this on Truth Social or on OnlyFans?
Trump just said China's tariff won't be anywhere near 145%. He said this is a transition period. The stock market was up nicely. China and other countries have to make a deal with us. When he was asked if he'll play hardball with China, he said no.
When was it? Where are you reading this?
Just now.
Yes, just now is not a publication. Oh.
Tariff on China will not be assigned.
Okay. Yeah. You sent me the link. Yeah, you got it on the AI.
Yes. It'll come down substantially, but won't be zero. So these are the comments, and that's why Tesla's moving too. I mean, that's why Tesla's moving, guys. That's why Tesla's moving. So these are comments coming through right now. Thank you, TTG AI, to keep me in the loop. But these are the
If I
news.
make futures trades, I can act on this. And if
He just said. He just said there's no intention of firing Powell. He just said there's no intention of firing Jerome Powell.
guys, get your calls out. Get your calls out.
But no, don't do that. Remember, Julian said he has inside information.
Yeah, but dude, that guy's a.
Remember?
Yeah, and I know we were all on here like rooting for him, but like I don't really want to. Somebody goes, high-pitched guy on the stream is a douche. Yeah, I am. And but your mom.
Who's the high-pitched guy? Are you the high-pitched guy?
I am the high-pitched guy.
You're the high-pitched
I am
guy?
the douche. But I don't mind being the douche. And his mom didn't mind either.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no. So, Hector, tell your mom I said hey.
Trump said, I would like to see Powell be more active in lowering rates. If Powell doesn't, it's not the end. No intention of firing Powell. Well, that's got market guys.
Who do you think sat him down and was like,
Besson. 100% Besson.
Donnie, listen to me right now.
It's Besson. Besson is the guy. It is Besson.
Come on, guys, show some maturity. I don't have any, brother. I'm a absolute man child with a heart of gold. And an
Yes,
affinity for Hector
the
Trump.
comments are true. Trump did just say these things. Yes. Yeah, so we just took out the high of the day.
4 minutes and 9 seconds until Elon Musk F's this up. Why Spy is skying now?
You got no faith.
I'm actually gonna get this tattooed on me. Like on my rib cage. That's the best message ever.
The SPY is skying now because Donald Trump has said that he does not want to fire Jerome Powell. And he said that the tariffs on China will be substantially lower than 145%, but they won't be zero. And he said that he's not going to play hardball with China. And that's got the markets flying right now. 532 now. We're now up 3.6% on the SPY. Big move here, guys, after hours.
You really think am I high pitched?
I don't think either one of us are high pitched. That's why I was like, who's the high pitched?
Guys, chat, am I high pitched? I know I'm a douche and all that other stuff, but am I high pitched? I don't know why that part bothers me. All the other stuff doesn't. High pitched. No, just annoying, fair. Sometimes high pitch, you mid pitch.
He goes
high autism.
I
agree, bro. My wife and I were talking about that the other day. I was like, bro, I think I may have a little bit of that tism.
He isn't fair. Well, how about my Nike position, huh?
Why? That's high pitch?
So, while we wait for Powell's speech, Jesus, Elon Musk's speech, I'm going to put something out there that I think is contrary to what a lot of people think. I think tariffs are going to be disinflationary, not inflationary. I'm going to explain to you guys why.
Well, hey, okay, but you have 1 minute and 45 seconds, bro. Why would you do that?
I only need 1 minute and 40, so we're good. The reason why I think that is because tariffs are a price hike. It is not a rate of change. Inflation is a rate of change. And an increase in tariffs will slow down demand and therefore slow down growth. So as demand and growth slows, that puts into a different balance supply and demand, which economics 101, supply and demand, and that would actually be a disinflationary pressure to help inflation come down. And when you get the price hike from the tariff, so let's say just from example, just to make the math easy, this is not how it actually works, but to make the math easy, if something that has a 10% tariff and you go from $100 to $110, then you're going to have obviously the inflationary pressure of that price hike is going to be felt on that month. But then the next month, remember, inflation is a rate of change. So you're not going to go from 110 to then 120 or from 110 to 115. You might go from 110 to 110 and 15 cents. So the rate of change from the increased tariff price to then going forward is going to be substantially lower as a rate of change. So I think that increase in tariff is going to increase the cost of things, which lowers demand, which actually further proves to help inflation come down. I'm going to put that out there. I've read a lot of different, analyst reports and economist reports on the impact. And a lot of people are thinking that the tariffs will cause inflation. And some people think the tariffs will help inflation actually come down in the long term. And there's very, 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 very good arguments both ways. But the more that I think about it, the more that because inflation is coming down. It's coming, the last CPI and PPI reports that we got were ice cold. So you get that next, you get the inflation or the tariff price hike, and then that slows down growth and demand even further. I think you could see a scenario where it actually proves to help inflation come down in the long term. So just something I wanted to get out there, something I've really been thinking about a lot from a macro view, and something I wanted just to throw out there.
Can you hear the music playing in the background?
I do not hear music, no.
Yeah. Is it good to go long now? Only if you mean it. All right.
We are absolutely ripping right now.
I haven't seen a candle like that since my bar mitzvah.
We're now up 4%.
What do you think happened to the guy that told us to short everything?
And remember when we yeah, right? Seriously. Wow. Absolutely ripping.
How about now? Can you hear the music now?
I don't hear music. No. Tesla is ripping too. Tesla is up to 248. Tesla is up 9%. We are still going.
Put your screen back up.
I didn't take it off.
Joe did?
I guess.
Is this what it feels like when we call a family meeting at your trading group and I'm late?
Yes.
Makes sense. Shout out David for just joining True Trading Group. We haven't even sold anything yet.
Nice. Yes, people are asking, so does that mean
Oh my God. Let's go.
So does that mean the bottom is in? I mean,
Yes.
listen. For the last 2 weeks, I've kind of been discussing with people that because I bought in my long-term portfolio on April 7th, and I announced it to everybody in True Trading Group that I was buying on April 7th, and we did, and in the mid 480s on the SPY is when we were adding to the long-term portfolio. But I had said to people that if we avoid a recession, then April 7th has potential to be the bottom. If you do have a recession, then you have a lot more room to the downside, where there would be some, a lot more room to the downside if you did have a recession. That 480 bottom is not the bottom if you have a recession. So, but there was enough technical structure that the potential for that bottom is there. You had an extremely high volume sell-off. You had, a blowout on the VIX. You had a max pessimism and fear situation, and sentiment get washed out. And, it's got the makings potentially of a bottom if you avoid recession, if the trade agreements are made quickly. But if the trade agreements are not made quickly and the tariffs are still here months from now, or retaliation happens or whatnot, then the chances of recession, drastically go up, and then that low is not safe. So I think trying to make a call of like, is the bottom in? I think it's kind of a foolish game to play, because you're trying to make a technical call that has
enough.
Hang on. Q&A webcast. My name is Travis Oxeron, Head of Investor Relations, and I'm joined today by Elon Musk, Dev Taneja, and a number of other executives.
Can you make that louder?
Announced at about 3 p.m. Central Time in the update deck we published at the same link as this webcast. During this call, we will discuss our business outlook and make forward-looking statements. These comments are based on our predictions and expectations as of today. Actual events or results could differ materially due to a number of
Is that better?
That's worse.
Then it's over here.
During the question and answer
Wow, that's better. That's much better.
Up to one question and one follow-up. Please use the raise hand button to join the question queue.
How do we get into
Before we jump into Q&A, Elon will be providing an update. Elon?
Hello, everyone. Well, it's never a dull moment these days. But thanks for sure. Every day is going to be exciting. As some people know, there's been some blowback for the time that I've been spending in government with the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. I think the work that we're doing there is actually very important for trying to rein in the insane deficit that is getting our country, the United States, to destruction. And the DOGE team has made a lot of progress in addressing waste and fraud. The natural blowback from that is those who were receiving the wasteful dollars and the fraudulent dollars will try to attack me and the DOGE team and anything associated with me. So then I'm really left with two choices. Should we just let the waste and fraud continue? We're continuing at it to grow at a really unsustainable pace that was bankrupting the country.
What does this have to do with Tesla?
Or to fight the waste and fraud and try to get the country back on the right track. And I believe the right thing to do is to fight the waste and fraud and get the country back on the right track, and working together with President Trump and his administration. Because if the ship of America goes down, we all go down with it, including Tesla and everyone else. So I think this is critical work. Now, the protests that you'll see out there, they're very organized.
Doesn't sound like he's leaving.
He hasn't talked about Tesla once. I wonder if
say,
you think that's why
that
Tesla's
the reason that they're
selling right now?
protesting is because they're receiving fraudulent money, or that they're the recipients of wasteful largesse.
Homies Oval Office.
They're going to come up with some other reason. But that is the real reason for the protests. The actual reason is that those receiving the waste and fraud wish to continue receiving it. That is the real thing that's going on here, obviously. So, now that said, I do think there's, the large slug of work necessary to get the DOGE team in place and working in the government to get the financial house in order is mostly
Now it's recovering?
Wow.
And I think
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa!
starting probably
Whoa!
He did it! He said it! He just said it!
my time allocation to DOGE will drop significantly.
Oh, there it is!
You do it. I think probably the remainder of the president's term, just to make sure that the waste and fraud that we still does not come roaring back, which we'll do if it has the chance.
What's the spy look like right now?
So I think I'll continue to spend a day or two per week on
He just said next month, so in May he's going to return to Tesla. So he's going to be.
Mark, if you're still here, I'll give you a free membership to True Trading Group, brother, because I know that you're down big right now. Down bad, David, down bad.
Far more of my time to Tesla, and now that the major work of establishing the Department of Government Efficiency is done. So at Tesla, we've gone through many a crisis over the years, and actually been through many near-death experiences. We feel like we're on the ragged edge of death, at least maybe a dozen times. So many
Didn't
times.
you say once you're like, I don't really care what he's a part of. You don't like. You're like, I'm not going to bet against Elon Musk.
I'm never going to bet against Elon Musk ever.
But, there are some challenges.
I think to do so would be one of the most foolish things anybody could do.
This doesn't justify the missed earnings. I think it does. If he's going to put his focus back on
We're being extremely optimistic about
who's talking? Elon Musk is our guest on True Trading Group live stream today.
Companies fundamentally based
Elon Musk is. That's right.
Large-scale autonomous cars and large-scale, in large volume, mass numbers of autonomous humanoid robots. So the value of a company that makes truly useful autonomous humanoid robots and autonomous useful vehicles at scale at low cost, which is what Tesla's going to do, is staggering. I continue to believe that Tesla, with excellent execution, will be the most valuable company in the world by far. But that's an important if. We must execute well.
See, like, is it weird that I believe him when he says that?
When he says what?
He believes with the right execution, Tesla will be the most.
I saw the guy build a rocket that was caught by chopsticks. No, none of it seems weird.
You know, like, how do I not believe him when he says that?
He said that he liked.
Before that happens.
He said that he liked the spaceship.
I said I think on the last earnings call that we'll start to see the prosperity of autonomy take effect in a material way around the middle of next year. We still expect to be selling fully autonomous rides in June in Austin as we've been saying.
That's a decent update.
So that's continued, but the real question from a financial standpoint is when does it really become material and affect the bottom line of the company, and start to be a fundamental part of when does it move the financial needle in a significant way? That's probably around the middle of next year, second half of next year. And then once it does start to move the financial needle in a significant way, it will really go exponential from there. So I'd encourage people to look beyond like the
Five's at 537.
Yep, sure is.
Mike has better eyebrows.
Some sort of bumps and bumbles.
I like Mike more and Adam. Thank you very much. You're too kind.
Lift your gaze to the.
Damn, markets are gonna rip tomorrow. As long as nothing crazy. As long as nothing crazy.
Well, we're ripping now. You know, like.
Yeah, but
a lot of the move is happening now.
Aren't going to trade right now. They're gonna go to bed and hopefully catch on this tomorrow. Left the mortgage in the table for tomorrow. Did you really mean to say chopstick? Yeah, he caught it with chopstick. Absolutely.
With respect to supply chain risk, something that Tesla has been working on for several years is to localize supply chains. Does it actually make sense from a cost standpoint, from
what's wrong with
logistics risk standpoint?
Is it offensive?
No. What do you mean?
Is to have
chopsticks offensive?
Supply chains be at least located on the continent in which
why would
the car
somebody
is
say that?
built. And so
I don't know.
I told Y Chew, God bless you, earlier.
The company
That was
with
his
the least
name.
affected car
Nobody made
company
a comment on that.
with respect to tariffs.
Well, guys, how about Nike though, huh? The swing on Nike, boys and girls.
Nike's trying to make their logo on the.
Let's go.
Yeah, telephone company where margins are still
Let's
low.
go.
But we do have
Yeah.
supply chains in North America, Europe, and China. So that puts us in a stronger position than any of our competitors. And I get a lot of questions about tariffs, and I just wanted to say
What happened, Elon? What just happened just there?
the tariff decision is entirely up to the President of the United States. I will weigh in with my advice with the President, which he will listen to my advice, but then it's up to him, of course, to make his decision. I've been on the record many times as saying that I believe lower tariffs are generally a good idea for prosperity. But this decision is fundamentally up to the elected representative of the people, being the President of the United States. So, I'll continue to advocate for lower tariffs rather than higher tariffs, but that's all I can do. So, now let me walk you through why I'm so excited about the future of Tesla.
Yes,
So
let's
first of all,
go. Let's hear that.
the team and I are laser focused on bringing robotaxi to Austin this year.
BTC is ripping. Futures are going to rip.
First be sold for the Model Y in Austin, and then actually should parse out the terms robotic taxi or robotaxi, and just generally like what's the cybercab, because we've got a product called the cybercab, and then any Tesla, which could be an S3, X, or Y that is autonomous, is a robotic taxi or robotaxi. It's very confusing. So the vast majority of the Tesla fleet that we've made is capable of being a robotaxi or robotic taxi. And as we're going from, once we can make the system work where you can have paid rides fully autonomously with no one in the car in one city, that is a very scalable thing for us to go broadly within whatever jurisdiction allows us to operate. So because what we're solving for is a general solution to autonomy, not a city-specific solution for autonomy, once we make it work in a few cities, we can basically make it work in all cities in that legal jurisdiction. So once we can make it basically work in a few cities in America, we can make it work anywhere in America. Once we can make it work in a few cities in China, we can make it work anywhere in China, likewise in Europe, limited only by regulatory approvals. So this is the advantage of having a generalized solution.
He's talking about robotaxi, but he really hasn't talked to anything, said much about like actual selling Tesla cars. Which he's trying to, and again, that's Elon Musk's, that's his vision for the company. His vision for the company is self-driving technology and robotaxis, and then robots. That's his. So it's what he's focusing on. It's what he's talking about. I do think you need to address the slowdown in demand for Teslas, while also highlighting the future growth opportunities.
Optimus robots working in Tesla factories by the end of this year, doing this for work.
That Nike idea was phenomenal yesterday, dude. We got to clip that and show it to people.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
In history,
yeah.
To get to.
Sometimes I feel like you regurgitate a lot of nonsense, and then every once in a while, you come out with something, and it's like, damn, that's really good.
Less than 5 years.
And there's going to be people like, oh my God, he always has valuable info.
So
I've known him for almost 2 decades at this point.
2030, I feel confident in predicting 1 million Optimus units per year. It might be 2029. So let's see, with respect to energy, the energy business is doing very well. The megapack enables utility companies to output far more total energy than would otherwise be the case. When you think of the energy capability of the grid, it's much more than it's a total energy output per year. If the power plants can operate at peak power for all 24 hours, as opposed to being at half power, sometimes a quarter power at night, then you can double the energy output.
Tesla bombs earnings and it goes up. Nvidia crushes earnings and it goes
you need to
down.
buffer the engine. So
Jensen
that you
Wong,
can charge up something like battery
Jensen
pack
Wong
at
found
night,
himself in
and then
the
discharge
Wong
during
foot
the
there,
day.
you know?
So this is
How many of those do you think I got left?
a massive
I think you probably got a few more.
energy output of any given grid over the course of the year. And utility companies are beginning to realize this and are buying our megapacks at scale. So at this point, a gigawatt class battery is quite a common thing. So we have many orders in the hopper for gigawatt and beyond batteries. And we expect the stationary energy storage business to scale ultimately to terawatts per year.
What's a terawatt?
Very, very big numbers. Now, the
Can
Q1,
you tell me what a
first quarters
a
of every year are usually pretty
yeah.
tricky. Because it's usually the worst quarter of the year.
Is this going to go on for a while?
Yeah, it certainly could. Yeah,
Like how long?
So
they could be on here for another hour. I mean, analysts are going to ask questions when they're done talking.
it's a good quarter to do.
Oh my god. Guys, type in number one if you want to hear this, or can we just talk about other things?
I think we got the gist of it. I think, you know.
The world's best-selling
You guys
car
want to listen to this a little bit longer, or like can mom and dad
car
change the radio real quick?
with a 1.1 billion unit per year output of single.
He's talking about the energy business now.
And at the same time, the factories all across the world. So congratulations to the Tesla team on an amazing job in pulling off what is a very difficult transition. So yeah.
He reminds me of
It's,
Jason Simmons. You know how Jason Simmons in the
that's
morning
very
during
impressive
Pilates Club, he'll just like be in the middle of a thought or a sentence and he just stops. Like it's an abrupt emergency stop.
Yeah.
In conclusion, while there are many near-term headwinds for us in the broader industry, the future for Tesla is brighter than ever.
Okay.
The value of the company is delivering.
All right, I'm good. All I heard was they're going to need 1.21 gigawatts to make the electric car go back to the future. That's what I heard.
Yes, there's Pete, Adam. Look at Pete's comment.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm glad that he said the Doge thing, and we can just kind of leave it there.
Yeah. So that'll be good.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens with futures here in about 7 minutes. Well, yeah, we got 7 more minutes. How many gigawatts will it take to get us to the moon again? I don't know. I couldn't get a Cybertruck on one charge to go to Orlando from Miami, so I think they have some work to do.
I'd say I'm really happy with this Nike position. We're pushing up here towards 59. I mean, we just put in a high of 58.88. We took this trade earlier for the swing, and the stock is performing really, really nicely. Resistance level up here around 59.5. This 59.5 level, I mean, I'm in the equity. I mean, I could take some profit off up here, but if you guys
But
are on
you're like, nah, I'm gonna hold it.
well, no, because
Not enough.
if members are following me on a call option, they can't take profit. So
Wouldn't that kind of be their bad?
it would. It is.
Okay. What about the members that did follow you?
Yeah. We'll see. If we get over 59, maybe I'll sell some. We just touch 58.90
Like, what the heck?
or 58.88 offer. How many guys? How many? You want to see how many people we got in here, Adam, that are
What?
not members?
Sure.
Yeah.
But you got to give them a reason. We got to give them a reason to type TTG. They're not like circus puppets.
Okay.
All right. How about this? If you're not a member of True Trading Group and you want us to do a raffle for $5,000 right now, go ahead and type TTG in chat. Not a member? Type TTG in chat. We'll consider doing a raffle for $5,000 right now. John is definitely a member.
Yeah. John's,
Assad type GGG. Scott.
Eddie, Nanya. Yo, Nanya, welcome back. I think you were on the live stream the other day.
AI puppy music. What
JH.
AI music puppy?
Susie, Darmendra, Vanessa, Indy, Sushant. Beautiful.
I got this TTG unit. I want to be friends with that person.
Yeah, I hope you join, John. I like you, John. I hope you
Crap, that was good. Can I self-identify as a member? My membership, my choice. DEI is I think it's being phased out.
That was pretty good, though, Jimmy. Hope you're doing well.
I'm a lifetime member, and I would like to participate for my son. This is not Hunger Games, big dog. You cannot volunteer as tribute.
Volunteer as tribute. Oh.
Okay,
So you guys, why are you typing TTG then?
yeah, I don't think they understood the assignment. Guys, let's try this one more time because we're not joking. One more time. If you are not a member of True Trading Group, meaning you do not have a membership to True Trading Group, you watch us on YouTube, this could be your first stream, you used to be a member, you were a trial member, just not a member of True Trading Group right now, type TTG in chat for a chance to potentially have us do a $5,000 giveaway. Let's see what we got. What if I have a membership? Then
you would not type TTG.
Talking, big dog.
You would not type TTG if that's the case. It's only if you're not a member. Daily Trader, Kevin, Scott, Sushant, John, JH, all music or AI music. Sorry. Indie.
AI music puppy says TTG. I'm poor. Why isn't your music career taking off?
None yet.
I drive a Prius. Priuses are not. I mean, they're not cheap. How much is a Prius?
MME Mining. Donald. I don't know.
Is mayonnaise an instrument? It can be.
All right, we got a decent amount, Adam.
Because it's AI.
Raquel.
Is that really it? Samir said. Oh, making it really difficult not to make a comment with that. Mike, suggestions for trading futures when the market opens? Buy everything. At CVS. Thoughts on the Tesla report? Party Kang. Please don't give an opinion on it.
Okay.
Let's see. Could be true. How much time before futures open?
They just opened right now.
AI Music Puppy says, CTG, I need a new tire for my bike.
ES is up 1.22%. NQ is up 1.62%.
AI Music Puppy is oh, here we go. Leonides just sent me a message. Said, thought you would remember me from Miami. We had a long conversation. And I've had 5 coworkers join TTG and 2 lifetime members. Well, I'll tell you this. It's nothing personal. I didn't remember my kid's birthday last year. So I'm flattered that you think I would remember that. But, you know, total douchebag and deadbeat dad. You could put that on the list. Isn't it crazy? You get a cutting board and I get guilt.
Sorry.
I don't know if we have enough people on here to warrant something like that. And fun fact, the giveaway would have to be $4,999 instead of $5,000. So I guess we lied. Why did the market pop after hours today? Mike bought calls, baby. All right. Let me see something. You know what I would do?
What would you do?
Let me see. Should we do 5,000 or should we do like 220, you know, like a 2250 and 2250? Yeah, I understand that.
I don't know. Whatever's faster, easier.
I think 2250 is good. What do you guys think? Non-members, are you still cool if we did 2250 and we split, you know, so that way 2 people get a chance?
It's actually 2,500 would be half of that.
We can't, whatever it is. So 24.
Oh, you're saying because you can't be the, yeah, it's fine. So yeah, it's fine.
It's gotta be like $1 below.
Got it.
AI, if I win, I will buy a TTG membership at my 2020 cost of $1,100. I'm good. All right. So let's do this. Let me check with legal on something. If you're not a member of True Trading Group, stay where you're at. Stay where you're at if you're not a member of True Trading Group. Yeah. Mike, go over what they get for a membership while I go clear something with legal.
Sure. So guys,
I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Yep. I'll go over what you guys actually get with the membership at True Trading Group. Then I'll answer some questions. We'll talk about position I have open right now and what I think about for tomorrow. But for those of you that are not members, when you do join True Trading Group, you're going to get access to our entire curriculum. You can actually go to ttgoffer.com and actually will show you everything that's available. for your everything that's included in your membership. It's a 22 course curriculum, which is a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. You are going to get Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed and Squawk feature. You're going to get TradingView's premium charting software, the Trade Ideas scanner streams live on our platform for you guys to use, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, a video library with over 1,000 hours of recordings covering different trading topics, short data, congressional trading data. All of this is included. All of this is included in your membership when you guys join your trading group. So it's all part of the platform. It's all included in your membership. There's no upsell for those things. Now, like Mark told you guys earlier, we do have additional things you can pay for, like weekend boot camps that are like 12 to 14 hours intensive trainings with some of our professional mods, where, you know, we have in-person meetups, obviously, where we talked about that. And all those things cost extra money. But everything that's on ttgoffer.com, it's all included in your membership. There is no additional cost or anything like that for you guys there. And if you guys do want to join, we do have a 90-day membership for $250 for the 90 days. And you guys can see everything that's included on that page. It's full access to all those things for 90 days. And just go to ttgoffer.com if you guys wanted to join. So Nike right now is $58.90. I am long this, okay, from 56.80s. And we're ripping. We're up $2 a share. This thing is on fire. Look at this nice. Look at this candle. I like this. I like this. I like it a lot. And the idea here, honestly, with this trade was just thinking that somebody knew something. I felt like a deal was in the works here, and Nike should benefit. Nike should benefit from some type of a deal because of their reliance and all their manufacturing there in China, but really the manufacturing that they have in Vietnam. And they actually moved a lot of their manufacturing. So Nike moved a lot of their manufacturing to Vietnam after the 2018 trade war. So, you know, there's a lot of exposure there. And if we can get some positive headway with Vietnam, so the move you're getting right now in Nike is actually not a move related to Vietnam. The move you're getting right now in Nike is a move related to China. Donald Trump saying that tariffs are not going to be 145% on China. They're going to be substantially less, but not zero. And saying he's not going to play hardball with China. That's the reason why the markets have moved higher. It's the reason why Nike's moving higher. Obviously, China is where Nike gets the majority of their manufacturing produced. So if you were to get some type of a deal with Vietnam, then you should, in theory, you should get an entirely new bump higher in the stock, because this move right now in Nike has nothing to do with Vietnam. It's all about China, the move that's happening right now. And when I entered this position, just, you know, call it what it is, I entered this position thinking that maybe the first country we get a trade deal with is going to be Vietnam. And I said, okay, well, Nike's a company that's going to be really, really impacted by that in a positive way. If there's a new trade deal with Vietnam and it's favorable for Nike, then Nike should pop. Now, the news that we did get right now, we did not get not about Vietnam. We got news, not really news, just comments from Donald Trump about China. And you're seeing already the stock is moving now 5% on the day. So that makes me feel like we're in a good place, depending on the news flow and the news cycle. And if we do get something about Vietnam, we could be looking at Nike in the low 60s. All right. And any deal with China, which I don't think you're going to get, any deal with China, you will see the stock really fly. But I don't see that happening for quite a while. Anybody have any questions for me? And guys, listen, if you have any questions about our platform and about the membership, you guys could easily just send a text message to the phone number that's on the screen, 1-888-621-2127.
All right, so here we go. One more time, if you're not a member of TTG, type TTG in chat just so I can see who's here. If you are not a member of True Trading Group, type TTG in chat so we can see who is still here that is not a member. All right. All right. Excellent. So here's what I'm willing to do. So got to toe a careful line here, right?
Mhm.
But first of all, we're going to keep the giveaway at $4,999. All right.
So one winner.
Huh?
One winner.
2 winners.
Oh, 2 winners. Okay.
2 winners and spread out. So it'll be 2 different giveaways just to play it safe. Right?
Mhm.
So all right, so $24.99. So we'll just say $24.99 per winner. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Mark this down on your calendar, please.
Talking to me.
Everybody.
Okay.
So here's the deal. Between right now and Sunday the 4th, is that a holiday? No, right? Is that Mother's Day? It's not Mother's Day.
Is that Mother's Day? No.
Not a holiday. Okay. So between now and it's a Star Wars Day.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Yes. Okay. So between now and the 4th of May, what we will do is you do not need to sign up to be in it, okay? However, if you sign up for the 90-day membership, we will give you 10 entries into it as a bonus for signing up.
Whoa.
So we'll give you 1 entry. And the way that you would get that entry is by sending a text with your name, email, and and the word enter to 888-621-2127. We will send you a confirmation back. You will have to, be on that live stream, right? On that day. So on the 4th. So the 4th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube.
6:30.
Huh?
It's 6:30.
I'm sorry, 6:30 on YouTube. You'll have to be on here, and there's no code word or anything. You'll just have a minute to call in if your name is called. Now, if you sign up for the 90-day membership, we'll give you, which is $250. We will give you 10 entries into this, and then what we will do is on the following weekend. Is that would be the 11th. That would be Mother's Day. So we'll have to do it the weekend after. So then on the 18th, right? So we're going to do the 4th and we're going to do the 18th. On the 18th, we will go ahead and we will do another $24.99 separate giveaway. And all the TTG members that sign up between then and that signed up after the 4th. And this is a lot, but basically, if you sign up now, you'll get 10 entries. If you don't win, you will be able. Mike's going to be able to explain this better when I'm done speaking.
You want me to just take it over now?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I want them to be able. What we just talked about behind the scenes was, they'll be able to be in both.
You're right. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So guys, basically here's what's going to happen. We're giving away $2,499 twice. We're going to give away $2,499 on May 4th. And then we're going to give away $2,499 on May 18th. You need to be on both of those live streams. They're happening at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on this YouTube channel. Because if your name is called, you're going to need to call in to claim the $2,499. You can register for the giveaway right now. You don't have to be a member. You can register right now by sending a text message to 1-888-621-2127. Give us your name, your email, and the word enter. And then you'll get a confirmation text back confirming you have been entered into the giveaway.
Right. And if you're a member of the trading group and you do this, you are banned from any other giveaway ever.
And then on May 4th, you come on the live stream. We will do the giveaway. If your name is called, you'll call in and we're good to go. If you don't win, that's okay. We're going to do it again on May 18th. Again, be on the live stream on May 18th. If you register for the giveaway now, you're included in both of those giveaways. Now, if you decide to join True Trading Group's 90-day membership right now today, you will get 9 additional entries or 10 additional entries. So 11 total or 10 total?
10.
So you'll get 9 additional entries into the giveaway. So that means your name will be in the giveaway 10 times. Okay? That means your name will be in the giveaway 10 times. So you drastically increase your chances of winning the giveaway. If you want to become a member, you can go to ttgoffer.com right now. Sign up for the 90-day membership. It's $250. You get access to everything you see on that page, all the courses, Benzinga Pro, unusual options activity, trading view, trade ideas, short data, unusual options activity, dark pool data, congressional trading data. It's all included.
Can you please tell members to stop texting in for this? Because this is obnoxious.
All right. So again, 1-888-621-2127. Text your name, your email, and the word enter. That's how you register for the giveaway. You'll have your name will be in the giveaway one time. If you join the 90-day membership, go to ttgoffer.com, join that. Your name will be entered 10 times into the giveaway. Okay?
And twice, you'll have 2 chances at it.
Right. And you can win on May 4th or you can win on May 18th.
Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Can you tell members to stop texting in?
If you are a member of True Trading Group and you try signing up for this, you are banned from all future giveaways. If you're a member of True Trading Group, please do not text that number and make our lives more difficult than they have to be, please. So all of you that were typing TGD that are not members, send in the text 1-888-621-2127. You guys will register for the giveaway. And then if you want to supercharge your chances of winning, you can go to ttgoffer.com. 90-day membership, $250. You guys get access to every single thing you see on that page. Simple as that. Bada bing, bada boom. Good luck. I love giveaways.
So much.
All right.
All right.
Tesla's still moving to the upside too, guys. 250 now. So Tesla stock up around 10% now on the day, not after hours, on the day. All right. So you guys have it. TTGoffer.com and then 1-888-621-2127. All right.
Got it. Also, if you're somebody that called me names in the past on text message and you just sent in your name, email, and the word enter, I'm not entering you in that giveaway. Kind.
So if you previously cursed out Adam on a text message, you are probably disqualified from the giveaway. I'm sorry. I think that's fair.
I think it's fair.
Yeah, of course it's fair.
Not cursed out. I mean, not everyone, not everyone curses me out. Not everyone.
That thins the pool.
It does thin the pool.
All right.
I feel like people should think of these things.
That's great. So that's it, guys. All right.
All right.
TTGoffer.com, the 90-day membership. You'll get 10 entries into the giveaway. So you'll have exponentially greater chance of winning the $2,499.
Vincent King just signed up, so he has. I'm sorry for assuming your gender, but he has 10 entries now.
Nice. So you got 10 entries now into the giveaway. So you're the front runner. You're the front runner to win the $2,499. And to remember, guys, to register for the giveaway, you got to send a text to 1-888-621-2127. Text your name, email.
So Donald, we're
words.
going to go with Donald F. Last message to me was 8 months ago. Stop. Get lost. Message to me right now is name, email, and the word enter.
What's his message to you right now?
His name, email, and the word enter. He's registering. You don't get it. It's okay, buddy. Can you not hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
You okay?
Yeah, I was just reading, so I thought I saw a piece of news come across about Tesla. I was just reading something. But nothing new. It's just a repeat from what he said earlier.
Understood.
Alrighty, guys.
Oh, Chaim, buddy, I can't respond to you. You have to reply. Guys, I take it back. Use the word start, not enter. You got to put the word start, not enter.
Oh boy.
Also, I want to show something, and I just got permission from him to do it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the guy at the beginning of the stream, William?
Yes.
Said that he had made all that money.
Yeah.
He's been a member since the beginning of the month, and started with $48,000. Right.
Okay.
And I said, send me a thing, right?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I got his permission to do this.
Okay. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's his Schwab account.
Hell yeah, man. Congratulations. Good for you.
Can somebody sell him a lifetime membership? We know he has money.
Yeah, I think you have to become a lifetime member now.
Yeah, or buy me lunch or something.
Yeah, now you got to be a lifetime member.
Just saying.
That's great.
Anyways, it was real. So, William, thank you for providing that, brother.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that. Thank you very much for confirming, verifying that. There it is, folks. there you have it. I'm excited. Giveaways. So again, you got to text 1-888-621-2127, your name, email, and the word START to register for the giveaway. You have a chance of $2,499 on May 4th, and again, another chance for $2,499 on May 18th. And if you guys want to supercharge your chances of winning that, anyone that joins the 90-day membership by going to ttgoffer.com, it's only $250 to join us. Get full, complete access to our platform and everything that's included on that page for 90 days. You guys will get an additional 9 entries into the giveaway, which means your name will be entered into the giveaway 10 times instead of just the 1 to increase your chances. All right. The giveaway, Daily Trader, is going to be broadcast on May 4th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on this live stream, this YouTube channel, and then again on May 18th, same time.
Yep.
All right, guys. There you go. Awesome. Great live stream today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Great coverage. What's that?
Remy that just sent me their email. There's no way that that's actually your email. I've never seen an email like that. And I've been spamming people for years. So no shot.
Okay.
Also, the word is start. Look at time backtrack.
All right, folks. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Sign up for that giveaway. Join the membership. Get your butt in chat. Let's make some damn money together, man. We got monster trades on. Palantir, Nike, MicroStrategy, Coinbase. I mean, just an unbelievable start to the week. It really is. And we still got a lot more coming. You got Alphabet earnings coming up still this week. You got a lot more coming. All right. Obviously, if we get some news about some trade agreements, and there's a lot of stuff going on, folks. All right. So get your butts in chat. Go to ttgoffer.com. Join us. It's only $250. You guys can join us, start trading with us live, take advantage of the platform, all the tools and resources available to you, and start making some money together. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams. We're dropping golden nuggets on a daily basis. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care, folks. Have a great night.